My name is Nate Mason. I've been doing CrossFit for about 6 years. I've coached and programmed for about 5 of those. Right now, I currently coach and program for Grapevine CrossFit here in Grapevine, Texas. And today, what I'm going to do is walk you through the most creative workout that I've ever made. And I'm going to do it right now. So here it is. It is an EMOM, an AMRAP, rounds for time, intervals, and it's a chipper. Here it is. It is each round, it's 6 rounds for total reps. Each round is an EMOM, and then each round you'll cut off that first movement of each round. So each round will get progressively shorter by 1 minute. Minute 1 is 10 power snatches, 1:15:75. Minute 2 is 5 wall walks. Then you have 12 double dumbbell thrusters, 40s and 25s, 12 bar facing burpees, 50 feet lunge with the dumbbells, carry however you want. And your final minute of work is max toes to bar in the remaining time. And you get 1 minute rest right there at the end. So like I said, it's an EMOM, chipper, rounds, interval, and an AMRAP all mixed into one. It's essentially every style of workout put together. Here's the breakdown. It was one of my member of the month workouts. She came to me and had all these different ideas. She wanted to be creative, she wanted to be long, she wanted to be hard, and she wanted it to be very challenging. She had all these movements that she had emailed me that she wanted to work on, that she wanted to do in this workout. So once I knew the movements, I could determine the structure. It was to be an EMOM, but I needed a way to score it so our members know who did better, who did worse. So the last movement should be an AMRAP. That way you have something to score in the workout. That's what the athlete is going to be working for, the max amount of toes to bar. That movement had to be challenging, but it needed to be something that you could actually get reps on. So it couldn't just be like super heavy clean and jerks that you could only get maybe 1 or 2 in the minute. I'd rather see people accumulate a lot of work over those 6 rounds. So toes to bar fit very well, because even if you're bad at them, you can still get a few reps in there. Or if you can't do it at all, you can scale them down to a knees to chest and still work on that kip while getting a significant amount of reps done. So toes to bar fit very well. Then when it came to the remaining movements and the remaining rep schemes, I had to figure out what order would fatigue the athlete, but would also allow for just a little bit of rest to transition between minutes. So to go from power snatches to wall walks to thrusters. So I determined that would be going back and forth between a weightlifting movement and a gymnastic movement. And this gave me a little bit more structure to play with what movements I'd use. Then I decided, all right, to make it a little bit more manageable, we're going to drop a movement each round. So once you do the snatches, that's done. You're never going to do them again. Once you do the wall walks twice, then you're done. Third round, you're going to get rid of the next movement, and you're just going to keep going through it. And slowly, each round, you just have a little bit less work to do. But this means that each amount of total reps has to be somewhat challenging. So the 10 power snatches is tough to get in a minute, and it's enough work to say, all right, I did some power snatches today. Good. The wall walks 5 in a minute, again, it's challenging. Then to do it twice, 10 total wall walks, not a ton of volume, of course not, but it's enough, especially when it plays into the other workouts that we're doing, the shoulder workout and the thruster or the burpee. It plays well together. So then, of course, you want to recycle movements. When you have 6 movements in a workout, you want to be able to recycle some of the equipment. So the barbell used for the burpee, as well as the snatch, the dumbbell used for the thruster, as well as the lunge. This way, you take the 2 shortest stations, which is the thrusters. Most people finish that in about 30 seconds, and the burpees, or the lunge, which most people finished again in about 30 seconds. They both use those same dumbbells, but smushed between them is the burpees. So while those may have been the shortest time to complete those exercises, most athletes said that was actually the hardest stations for them to do. So what I'm kind of getting to is that by the time the athlete reaches the toes to bar, regardless of what round they're on, they are significantly fatigued. Even at the end of round 1, when you may have had more rest, you're a little bit more fresh, you're still probably not going to get that many toes to bar because of how tired you are. The one thing I will say is your grip really is not affected in many of these. Maybe the power snatch, if you go touch and go, but you're only doing that once. So your grip is the one thing you can rely on, as well as your core flexion. You're not using that a ton. So the toes to bar, really not that affected by everything else other than general fatigue accumulation. So what's helpful from the athlete perspective in this workout is that little bit of rest and transition between each movement. So you finish your thrusters, you get 30 seconds rest before, all right, now I have to start burping. You burpee, okay, I got 10 seconds before I have to pick up the dumbbells again and start lunging. Before you lunge or before your toes to bar, you have like 20 seconds to get up there, to get your grips on, to get yourself set. And then you also have that twinge of hope in that each round it's getting shorter. You lose a minute, you lose a minute, you lose a minute. It's a very defined amount of work and a very defined amount of time. It will be over in 27 minutes. Regardless of how many reps you get done, it's going to be over. All right. So it's creative because it has all these different styles of Metcon really smushed together, all working for one idea. Yes, you can really just say it's an AMRAP, but you could also say it's an EMOM, it's a chipper. It's not really rounds for time, but it is rounds. And it's an interval because you get that 1 minute rest as well. So it's the most creative workout I've ever done. I think you should try it if you haven't already. And it's a good reminder to me, honestly, that you need to be creative when you program. Keep things interesting, keep things fresh, enjoy it, be fun. Let people who don't often program give you advice. Because sometimes that's going to give you a more creative workout that's still effective. This isn't just a creative workout that's fun to look at and be like, wow, that's kind of neat. It's also devastatingly hard. Most people had a really challenging time even finishing most movements within the minute, but it was still enough that they were able to. So you push yourself to the brink each minute and you pick yourself back up, you do it again over and over again. So even for the best, it's challenging. The best score in this workout is 154 toes to bar RX total. I'd love to see someone get over 100 or get over 200. I think that'd be crazy impressive. We'll see. Just have fun with it. Be creative. That's it. That's all I got.